Welcome to Live from Sparkwood in 21. This series chronicles one of the greatest television shows of all time, the 1990s cult classic Twin Peaks. Created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Joining me on this journey will be superfans Last Call with Troy Pacelli and Netters Network, along with soon-to-be superfan, Aged Boomer. So slide into a booth at the Double R Diner and order a damn fine cup of coffee and a heavenly slice of cherry pie as we watch and discuss Episode 6, Realization Time. Want to say hello to everyone in the chat? Faithful Blue Wrench, Connie Cleary. Orville Nation in the house. JPRPH1. Edie Myers Jr. Big Al presents. Big Al just recently released a 10-word review on Napoleon. Go over to his channel and check that out. Lester San Jose, Skeptic Tank. Lester has a channel up and running, and it is criminally undersubbed. So hit his channel link, and let's see if we can raise that sub count. And of course, last but not least, Evelyn Hampton, Quapla Admiral. Geek Flag with the Nate Nose, 73. The panel is waiting backstage, so I'm going to bring them on. The first one to join us tonight, Aged Boomer.
Hello.
Last Call, Troy Pacelli.
Hello, hello.
And, of course, Netters Network.
Good evening, everyone.
All right.
So if people are sliding into a booth at the Double R Diner to order a damn fine cup of coffee, it may very well have been made and prepared by Hank Jennings. Just keep that in mind.
Indeed, yes. As of last week's episode, Hank Jennings, who has been in prison up to this point in the show, he's now out and about, and causing his own
plot point tonight for sure.
His own brand of havoc over in Twin Peaks.
Yep. And remember, I told you, keep an eye on that domino of his. The few times that we've seen it thus far, it is double threes.
Really?
Yep. We'll talk more about that as the series goes on.
And I just posted the Kazumi link in the chat.
Oh, gosh, yeah, I totally forgot. I got it all up and running. Everything's ready to go. I forgot to give you the link to give to everybody.
No problem.
That's kind of dumb.
So delete it if you could be so kind as to pin that to the top of the chat for everyone.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, we've got it.
Woohoo.
And So when we left off last week,
There was
Agent
a naked
Cooper.
girl in his bed.
Well, yes. Agent Cooper had just gotten back to his room at the Great Northern, found the door ajar, and there was not supposed to be anyone in his room, so he pulled his gun, turned on the light, and found Audrey, presumably disrobed in his bed. She had the sheet pulled up to her shoulders, so it was television friendly.
Because we weren't on Showtime yet, damn it.
Yes, exactly. Well, that very same year she was in Playboy, if you really wanted to.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, there was Two Moon Junction. You don't want to miss that one.
Meridian, which is a full moon film.
True. And speaking of moons.
You got to see her full moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was it, Two Moon Junction or Full Moon Junction? Something like that.
Two Moon Junction.
Two Moon Junction, yeah. I actually, did I do no, I didn't do a watch party of that. I did, what was it? No, Netter did.
Helena.
A Boxing Helena. Right. Oh my gosh, did we just go through a list of places to see Sherilyn Fenn nude? Oh my god. And I'm just rattling them off the top of my head, too.
She was on Gilmore Girls.
Yes, and she's been on so many things.
And considering Troy keeps saying he has a type, well, she's a brunette, honey.
Yeah, I know, but now in at least one of those movies she was a blonde. But anyway, and it's weird because she shows up there very seductive but very vulnerable, right? And she says, "Please don't make me leave." Look, if you're any kind of a gentleman, you don't take advantage of that. You might want to, but you don't. Your heart just breaks. At least mine did when you hear her, right? And that's where we're going to end up picking up today. Yes, Hank is out of prison. He is now working with his wife at the Double R Diner, which is going to be very interesting for her relationship with Big Ed. Not to mention, we also saw him beat the tar out of what's his name? Leo. Because Leo screwed up. So we're going to start looking into the distribution lines that Hank outranks Leo in, which of course is going to become part of Agent Cooper's investigation. We have James and what's her name? Donna, thank you. Now looking to investigate Dr. Jacoby because they know he had been seeing Laura. And refresh my memory. They know that he had the other half of the necklace? Is that what they're going to find?
I don't know if they know that at this point.
No, I don't think they know that yet. No, I didn't get
they
that.
Know that it was found.
Yes.
Because
they found it was dug up, I think. That's what they found out, I think. Because
I almost said Grace. Laura's mother. I should pull up a list of the characters because I'm drawing a blank here.
I always blank. Sarah?
Sarah, thank you. Yes, see, I do this because I know them because I've so many of them I've met and have known them personally, so I think of them as their real names, you know. But she overheard Sarah talking about the necklace went back to James and said, "Yeah, we need to, go find that your half." And it's missing. It's not there anymore. But yeah, so there we
He
go.
says, I watched the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who this weekend, and I'm in desperate need of some good television. Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah, yeah, we'll bring that to you tonight.
I'm going to be talking about that on Unscripted this weekend. So
Good television now?
Well, if that's what you're going to be talking about on Sunday, then maybe I'll follow it up next Friday with my little rant. It's sad, but it needs to be vented, I think. But yeah, the one thing I can say about Twin Peaks is it's never been harmed by the culture war, and it probably never will be. I can't see that happening. Have had to be a little bit guarded as I have navigated interacting with the celebrities involved in the show, but the show itself is just good television. Just good storytelling in general. I mean, it's...
we do have a dissenting opinion. Evelyn Hampton says she enjoyed the new episode. Tennant was excellent as always. Well, that's the one thing that everybody does seem to be in agreement about, was that David Tennant himself was good in the episode. But
that horrible male-presenting doctor.
Everything that was surrounding him that was the issue. I was never a Doctor Who fan anyway. I never got into it, and believe me, I tried. But
I was from back in the old days.
Yeah.
That was my thing. But yeah.
Well, that's why, speaking of the old days, I've in my own mind, I've reverted to the original canon, and he had 13 incarnations, and Peter Capaldi was the Valyard, and that's it.
There we go.
But we are here to talk about
Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Television that is untainted.
Exactly. And let me go ahead and get the Cosme loaded so that we can go ahead and...
I'm telling you, I want to know what's in these woods now. I'm seeing the flashlights. I'm thinking, woods are scary.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the intention of the ambience, right?
It's kind of like, the Blair Witch Project was basically a movie based around how scary woods can be. It's like,
yeah, but that's about all it was. It was all ambiance with no story. I mean that literally.
The funny thing was, you actually have to watch. There was a Sci-Fi Channel fake documentary about. If you watch about that goes into the history of the whole Blair Witch lore, and that fleshes out the movie a lot better.
It was a multimedia sort of thing, and it was early days multimedia, and that's what really, really made it. You know,
what they really needed to do was because there were a number of books actually surrounding it, but what they really needed to do was to make the Rustin Parr movie based on the book. And that would have been the better sequels than the ones we got.
I'm surprised that somebody hasn't taken the concept. I'm not suggesting they use Blair Witch, that they remake or anything like that, but that concept, and with the availability of the internet today, start a new multimedia kind of promotion for leading up to a movie,
It's probably time for that,
Yeah, and look, it's going to take you, 2-3 years to get a movie made. You start making the movie, and instead of doing your regular marketing, you start a web page,
viral stuff,
start the viral thing and the urban legend and all that kind of stuff. But and speaking of which, Twin Peaks is one that I've many times said would lend itself famously to a role-playing game. I just have to find the right role-playing game rules to do a good Twin Peaks game.
Remember the role-playing game Chill?
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
That might lend itself. I don't know.
The other one I was thinking, that seemed obvious, and Netter is kind of trying to push me towards it, is the rules set for Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, that was the other horror. There were two horror role-playing games. One was Chill, one was Call of Cthulhu.
Which makes me want to consider instead maybe the World of Darkness, the one that is related to like Vampire the Masquerade and all of those kinds of I don't know. I do think though that it needs to be rules light and storytelling heavy. That really is what something like Twin Peaks is meant to be. You're not in it to fight combats and beat a monster and win. You are in it to really to tell a story. And why do games like Call of Cthulhu or even Vampire the Masquerade or whatever, why do they lend themselves so well to high mortality rates for characters, or at best ultimately losing your mind and losing the character, or turning to the dark side, becoming the vampire, losing your character or whatever, because that's ultimately the intent of the story, and that going into it, and that's kind of how I feel about some of the characters in Twin Peaks. You have hope, but ultimately there is this dark future that might not be escapable, So, at the risk of potential spoilers. But you could be guaranteed that David Lynch will call it a happy ending, even if it seems incredibly grim and dour.
Because David Lynch.
Because that's what he does, yes.
Yes. Good old David Lynch.
Well, it leaves you scratching your head going, really? How do you figure?
There was closure.
Well, I mean, I think I remember him once as describing Eraserhead as a love story. And I'm like,
it is up to a point.
That you really have to stretch. I suppose I understand where you could see that if you squint and tilt your head. I'll be honest with you, Stephen. We may end up at some point in the far, because there's a limited number of Twin Peaks episodes. I do believe we're going to end up getting to like Mulholland Drive, Inland Empire, and we may at some point end up looking at like Eraserhead.
I think we're going to have to at this point, because we have brought it up a number of times. And the interesting thing about, and we'll get to the show in a minute, folks, don't worry, and is with Eraserhead is spotting some of the people who are in it that you might not have realized weren't in it. And when or if we eventually get to it, and I may as well at this point say when we eventually get to it, because I think we're going to. We'll point out some of those people, because there was one actor in particular where I went, holy smokes, he's in this? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you realize, and this is something that I've had this conversation with Tom Conkle, because Tom does this too. He works with a lot of the same actors over again. And I said, this is kind of a throwback to the concept of the theater troupe, where you had this troupe of actors that all worked together with one director, and you would expect them to be in the next movie or the next play or the next whatever project together, just playing different roles. And David Lynch is a big one for that. If you know that this is a deleted scenes, this is a David Lynch Production, you're just sitting there watching. Where's Jack Nance at? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but
and then of course later on he'd add new actors as he went along, and you'd end up with, okay, now we're watching for Kyle MacLachlan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So,
Anywho.
Yep. Anywho. So
we do have the this week's episode. This is entitled Realization Time, and it literally picks up right where last week's episode left off. So,
yeah, best place
same
to be.
evening.
This is the best scene in the show. Kind of is, and we'll talk about that in a second. Ready when you are.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Happy.
Yeah, that's Flappy, all right.
He's almost like an unsung star of this show.
Yeah, and at some point I will share with you the behind the scenes Flappy documentary.
You can do that in between scenes. It's kind of a long commercial break type of thing.
Maybe. No, I think it needs to wait until after season 2.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Michael Onkeen in this.
Yeah. Well, last time you'd seen him, you saw his full moon.
I did. He was in a movie
what was
called
the name?
Slapshot.
Slapshot, that's
with
right.
Paul Newman. And
I remember that movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, and he starts stripping on the ice because he's like fed up with like the referee calling out bad shots and all that. So he just starts stripping on the ice, and the referee's going nuts, just blowing his whistle at him. And the band starts playing striptease music, which infuriates the guy more. And he just gets down to his jock strap, and it's like, nice butt.
Yep.
I remember Slapshot. Yeah, that was about the lower league hockey team, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was, yeah.
I think I had gone to see it for Paul Newman, not knowing who Michael Onkeen was at the time.
Right.
After that, I was a Michael Onkeen fan.
I would imagine so. See? I love this line. What I want and what I need are two different things.
Yeah, and there's a history behind that line, too.
Yes, there is. We'll get into that second season.
Yeah.
This is that Clark Kent kind of a thing, right? It's like, I have to be above reproach.
But you're underage. You're jailbait.
Yeah.
Well, she might be 18, but still. I love this. What you need right now more than anything else is a friend. Hands are a handkerchief. And you're gonna get dressed. Actually, if she's a senior, she could be 18.
Yeah, that's
But
what
you're
I made
right.
that
I
argument
mean,
last
it
week.
could be that she's 17. She's going to be 18, next year.
Well, I don't even know what the consent laws are in this state. The point is, it's just he doesn't want to go.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't
here we
matter.
go.
It goes beyond the age. It has to do with his position. It has to do with her position. Look, she's technically still part of the investigation.
Look at that.
Yeah.
She was quick to answer that.
Ouch.
Poor Andy.
I know, right?
He's now going to go somewhere and cry.
What? What's going on?
Well, yeah.
What's going on?
Well, she's been seeing a doctor. Something's going on. We'll find out.
She's got a deadly disease.
Well, sort of.
No, I know what it is. I've seen the show before.
From a certain point of view.
He's blowing on his whistle that he whittled.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, you flew a long way.
Yeah, right?
That would be against the law to bring something like that in the country, right?
You would think.
Well, if there wasn't papers on it, yeah.
Yeah. Remember where we got this bird.
Right.
I'm all right with birds.
Oh, I'm sick of birds. A friend of ours, his wife had this bird that she would let fly around while we were there.
Yeah.
It's like, I just felt grossed out. It's like, is this bird going to poop on me?
Maybe. Now, we have sandhill cranes down here. You always have to be careful on the streets, because if you see a sign that says sandhill crane walking, you don't want to run any birds over. They like to walk around.
Oh, I
The
thought you
fact
meant
that-
you had to walk around with like an umbrella so you didn't get poop on your head.
Well, no. Well, there's that too, but...
And the fact that he doesn't like birds is surprising because there is so much bird imagery in his dreams.
Exactly.
But when you read the Agent Cooper biography, I guess you could say it is,
Right.
it explains why he doesn't like birds. It's
Okay.
actually kind of funny.
Exactly. Their little secret society.
I'm sorry, I was looking down. Who said the Bookhouse Boys? Was that the sheriff or
No, it was
Dale?
Cooper.
So they did what's the word? Indoctrinate him into the Bookhouse Boys?
Induct him, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Not cool. Not cool.
Okay. He's got...
That doesn't improve the situation.
Nope.
So I guess I forgot that was a cliffhanger last time, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is only like half their house built?
That's a good question.
Did they
Yeah.
ever explain that?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah. Yeah, decided to build the addition. said to hell with it. You know,
I think the only
Have you-
reason for it was so that they had the implication of where the plastic came from.
Nate says right now there are more pythons in Florida than in the Amazon because so many people wanted them for pets, but then let them loose into wild when they got too big. Yeah, that actually
Disastrous,
happens
yeah.
quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Go deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look. He's listening in.
Yeah,
That means he's got to go kill the bird, right?
right.
It's all right. I can take
Exactly
my
right.
time. I guess he figures I can take my time with Bobby later. He wants to probably enjoy that.
Well, the bird situation is time sensitive to him.
Yes.
What's up, da? Sorry. Sorry. Package
So this
for
is
Bunny.
the recording that Maddie found in the secret compartment in Laura's room. Again, mention of secrets, dangerous secrets. Yeah, that's got to be hard for James. Right, that's what they were looking for, is the tape. Ooh, yeah. Yep.
That would freak me out.
Yes.
Or-
Well, it should, yeah.
Look at this nice department store.
Is that Standy, the actress from
Yeah.
the soap opera?
Mm-hmm.
Never noticed that before.
No, me either. Oh wait, she gets worse.
The sale begins when the customer says no.
Yep. I love those synthetic marimba.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
there a bottle of schnapps in that drawer, you think?
Most
One
likely.
would hope.
She's smoking.
I know. You think someone's not going to smell that?
Or see smoke coming out of the thing?
Right.
Who's covering the desk?
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's it. So.
Yeah, she's not very good at this stakeout thing, is she? It means you're a replicant.
Yes.
Um, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
No. Let's not.
That's a different stream.
You want to hear Troy rant? Just bring that up anyway. Qualify for what?
Mmm.
Or what? Oh.
Mmm. And Audrey's like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
He says escort in the statement.
Yes. Blackie Rose.
She's gotta get one of those cards.
Yep.
And won't he find it a little weird that there's a crushed cigarette in his closet?
What's yeah, maybe. Maybe it'll just make him paranoid that somebody's watching him and he won't know who it is, right? You know?
Yep.
You stole her uniform.
It's a symbol of purity. I love how his demeanor is completely opposite of Leo.
Yeah.
Like he's actually putting on a very good show.
Which makes him a little bit more dangerous, right?
Yes, that's why he's more dangerous than Leo.
Leo doesn't really have the impulse control, whereas he plays a long game. That's dangerous. Memories fade like teardrops in rain. Thank you very much, Nate. Yes.
He and Big Ed have kind of a similar look on some level, in some ways, don't you think? A little bit?
They were both on the football team in high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I could see how she would go for both of them. Yeah, it makes sense.
Little exposition for the audience.
Ooh, they got twisty cones there.
Yeah.
He's like, coffee.
In a minute.
Here it is. Let it happen. Yep, catnap in your office chair.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
love Christmas, right?
Yep.
I need cream and sugar in mine.
That was funny.
Yep. She's playing it well too. She's got a little bit of that Hank kind of style, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how she gets the info.
And that's why she's got that ribbon through her hair.
Mm-hmm. Invitation to love.
I'm waiting a few episodes now. Shit, you're alive. How?
Yeah.
It's like-
Aren't those just assorted chocolates?
Yeah. High blood pressure. Yeah, caffeine is not good with high blood pressure.
It's just like out of the soap opera.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the music from the soap opera's
Yeah.
playing, so it lends to it. Tim and Tom's taxidermy.
Do we ever see Tim and Tom on the show?
No, but you do see a picture of them in the access guide to Twin Peaks.
Okay.
So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This doesn't look good.
She's dangerous.
Well, what's interesting is she's actually honest about this. See, this is interesting because what she's basically giving evidence about a crime that hasn't happened yet.
So she's a widow.
Yes.
the details of which haven't
Okay.
been revealed just yet.
So they're the only couple that's not cheating on other people.
Yeah, but there
Yeah.
is still reason for them to keep it secret. It's, he is doing an investigation. Everybody's a suspect right now. He does look good in that suit, I gotta be honest. It does suit him. No pun intended.
Crack him over the head, take the money. Where's Cooper? Cooper? We don't know any Cooper. Enough of this
right.
Cooper business.
I was thinking that too, yeah. So the situation with the mill, probably not directly related, but one could see where it's tangentially related to the current mystery. Oh, that sweater again.
I think she's wearing it backwards.
Nope, she's just got it tucked very tightly. No, now it's not urgent. Duh.
Oh.
It's like, who took out a life insurance policy on her?
Ah.
It's just double indemnity. That's what this reminded me of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, everything is going swimmingly.
I like the way she's saying it. She's not making too big a deal out of it. One likes to think so.
And that seals the double indemnity reference right there, because his
Yep.
name's an F as well. So
Yep.
there you go.
So, Horn's planning on knocking her off?
She probably definitely thinks so. But it could actually be more subtle than that.
Whoopsie.
Do patent leather shoes really reflect up?
No, they don't. Mustaches?
I got a big head. Oh, jeez.
Donuts.
Oh, those look good.
We still didn't get any donuts for this.
No, we didn't.
Maybe for the season finale. Huh?
Right, exactly.
What?
Sam's Cook. Life insurance policies on their employees. Yeah.
Leo. Donuts are ruined.
Yeah.
But this was a big deal for the people who were insistent that Leo is at the head of this whole thing, because he just shot a minor bird to cover his tracks.
Right.
One of the times that we would actually, every time we've gone to Twin Peaks Festival and they lay out the donuts, they would put feathers down, black feathers to make it look like, you know.
And raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yep. Don't go there. That's disturbing.
Yep. Oh.
Yep. That's pretty on the nose, or on the beak, as it were. They got what they needed. See, that's the thing. The Mina bird was literally a little snapshot of the night she was murdered.
I like their disguises.
Yeah. He really is rocking a Clark Kent there, isn't he? Glasses and slick back hair. I like that I'm the cop. He does look like Cary Grant. Well, there's a good line.
Nice recovery.
He just screwed up but managed to cover.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some nice outfits.
I was actually thinking they were kind of gaudy.
I know, but I don't know. It's just.
I'm always in the van. I don't want to be in the van anymore.
Ed's real excited until he actually gets into the games. Oh boy.
He could be in horror pictures.
Yeah.
He's done a few. Yeah.
He's played the devil.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's funny, on Fargo season 3, though, he played a character who I believe was supposed to be an angel. So that
Interesting.
was interesting.
Kind of shows his range, doesn't it? I mean,
Yes.
that's pretty extreme.
Yes.
I don't think I ever finished season 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh. Actually, that's gotta hurt too.
What number are they on?
I have no idea. I don't speak hurdy-gurdy.
Hey!
That's a big pine cone. Oops.
Oh, no.
Damn it, Jerry.
What choice do you have? Oh, jeez.
I hope he's not driving.
Yeah, right?
I'm sorry, I always call butter pecan old person's ice cream.
I like butter pecan.
Okay, well,
What?
all right. I'm saying
Well, okay, I guess I kind of resemble that remark.
no, I'm just saying. My uncle would always like it, and he was on the older side, and it was always sold out in the grocery store because I figured all the retirees are going right for the butter pecan.
Right.
That's what I always...
Right. Wait, what?
Is he threatening her?
She does seem uncomfortable. Nate says, "How dare you? Butter pecan is the best ice cream ever made. How
It's
dare
fine.
you?"
It's fine. Enjoy.
Oh, here we go.
Remember I said a while back she suffered from daddy issues?
Scarlet letter.
Yes. Oh, this is probably
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this scene.
yeah, this will get her the job.
Is that a drunken cherry or maraschino?
I don't think that's the issue.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's probably just maraschino.
And it was then that everybody in the high school class agreed we were going to marry the woman who could do this. Thank you, and good night.
So this was also a contest at the Twin Peaks Fest.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Did
Guess who
someone win?
won?
Who?
Yours truly.
What?
Because you had a long stem. I had one that was like,
Size matters.
it does when you're trying to tie one with your tongue. Most of us had these little short stubby things, and they wouldn't let us pick.
I think Gene Simmons could win that, maybe.
Oh, certainly.
Oh, look who it is.
It's Jacques Ronel.
JPRPH1, what happened? Did you hit a wrong button?
Yeah, because the Admiral doesn't say things out of turn.
Yeah. She probably said something and he probably meant to clear it. Sorry about that, Evelyn.
Well, let's see. I can actually see what she said. All she said was, actor playing Jerry Horn is the guy who cleans up after John Wick's dinner party.
Yeah.
Yep. It probably got wanted approval, and he probably went to approve it and hit the wrong button. It's happened many times.
Oh, I was just
Oh,
about
who,
to, I put
who was it that kicked out like a major person on their stream?
Here comes the gun.
Oh, I think it was Valiant Renegade got timed out on somebody's channel.
Yeah, I noticed that in the chat. Yeah, but we got it in StreamYards, Evelyn. No worries.
Can you read her comment again so that we know what she said?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay,
said
go
the
ahead.
actor playing Jerry Horn is the guy who cleans up after John Wick's dinner party.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He's in John Wick. Yeah. Dinner reservation for 12.
That is very clever because she's holding a newspaper that dates after Laura died. That's where we'll be. I love the fact that, I mean, it reminds me of what's her name?
Okay, GPRPH1, don't touch any more comments.
What the heck's going on?
Because it's like everything is being deleted.
What the hell?
It's like all Geek Flags messages have been deleted by JPRPH1.
Okay, everybody stop.
Are you
deleting
butt
messages,
dialing or
please.
something?
Because it's not every single one. It's all of Geek Flags, and it's all of Evelyn Hampton's.
Oh, that's right. You guys can see it in StreamYards, can't you? JPRPH1, are you actually still listening, or is your phone like in your pocket or something?
Deleted Sage, can you temporarily make him not a moderator so that can stop?
Right, hold on.
Because right now it says Evelyn is being timed out for 86,000 seconds. And Geek Flag is being timed out for 1.8 thousand seconds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why it's like temporarily make him not a blue wrench, so that if he's sitting on his phone or something, or there's something sitting on his computer that's causing this to happen, it'll stop.
I'm getting what is it?
At least
Easy
it's wearing
Rider
with
fight.
gloves.
Yeah.
They did that in Easy Rider.
Yup. Now, again, a good use of the hand cam, kind of like we were talking about before with, what do you call it, Blair Witch, you know? So...
Okay, well, I want to address something that was deleted, but Geek Flag said she's in high school. She can't be 18 unless she's really stupid.
Yeah, I talked about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
I
we got all these.
graduated when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday passed because I graduated in June 1980, and my birthday was December.
Yeah, it all
79.
depends on when your birthday is and when you start school. But yeah, 18 is entirely possible for a senior in high school. Seems unlikely this early in the year, but it is technically possible. And it doesn't necessitate that she would have been held back a year. She may have started school a year late, especially if her birthday falls, at a certain threshold.
Oh, here's a good thing that was deleted, but I could see it from Geek Flag. It says Sam's Club got caught for having life insurance policies on their
We
employees.
commented on that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. I was so involved in watching the show.
But yeah, sorry guys, that was clearly an error. Didn't mean for you guys to be timed out. It's a little embarrassing.
Okay, how do I untime people out?
I don't think you can. I've heard people talk about that before.
I think. Oh, for the mic.
Yeah, I don't think you can once it's done. And other people have done this themselves. In fact, someone said that, and like I said, I want to say that I think it was Valiant Renegade who got booted from like a WDW Pro stream or something like that. And everyone thought this was so hysterical. Because it's like, really? Seriously? And they were like, and we can't bring them back. There's nothing we can do. But anyway, but we're kind of at the end here now. This was the penultimate episode, so next week, season finale. Yeah, see, I told you.
Dude!
Yep, exactly. He was leaning. Yeah, exactly. This is how it happens. So you gotta really be careful. I'm actually kind of surprised it hasn't happened more often on PJ streams because so many people have blue wrenches.
I don't know if you saw JPRPH1's comment.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew that's what happened because I was like, "There's no way he's doing
I
this."
thought maybe a
intentionally.
cat maybe jumped on the keyboard.
Well, that could happen too.
I mean, I've done things where I have a laptop, and I don't use the mouse pad or whatever that's in the center. I use a real mouse.
Yeah.
If I put something on top there, like let's say I'm eating and I put my bowl down on my plate, it will cause my mouse to jump. Or like earlier today, I had a bowl sitting on there, and I was trying to get to the top of my screen, and it kept pulling my mouse down, so I can't get to the top of my screen. And I realized that the bowl was causing the mouse not to move. So I had to move the bowl in order to move my mouse.
Yeah, that's okay, JPRPH1. We're just going to put cocaine in your gas tank.
Yeah.
Or maybe take out a life insurance policy on you. But yeah.
I do want to remind everyone that we are simulcasting on Twitter. So if you want to comment and you are unable at this point in time to do so in the chat, please comment on my Twitter page at Deleted Scenes 1.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Exactly.
I'll be able to see your comments there as well.
So, what was I going to say? So this, we've seen it happening up till now, but now I think you're really getting the idea that this town really is full of secrets, right? And now you're also starting to see that, they're probably not all tied to Laura. But then again, next season you're going to find out that how Laura touched a lot more lives than we even realized.
She had her hand in many sinister soups.
Yeah, kind of true, and sometimes not so sinister, but she knew a lot of secrets. She was the keeper of a lot of secrets, and we will be exploring that more. I am preparing that after next week, we'll be going into Laura Palmer's Secret Diary. I'm working on some videos. Well, it's really primarily audio because it's an audio book basically. But because of the medium, I'm going to want to put at least some sort of a visual up. So I'm coming up with something for that. And we will go through Laura Palmer's Secret Diary in between seasons because that's how it was. That's how it was released. But I got to double check because I think the Cooper tapes were also during that period too. So I gotta look back at those and see if those give any spoilers for season 2 or if those should happen before we get into season 2, but I'll double check that. But yeah, there were a lot of, actually, as I recall, Laura's Diary, there was a lot of little clues that fill in a lot of things for you that have been kind of teased at in these 7 episodes, depending on how you count it. Heck, you could almost call the pilot 2 episodes in and of itself. You could almost say it's been 8 episodes. But yeah. So there you go.
A lot of setup in this episode.
Absolutely. Well, and see, this is good pacing, good storytelling because they are coming to the end of the season. So they really are ramping it up for the big well, I guess it's kind of a cliffhanger, right?
Yes.
So we'll get there. We'll get there next week, right? You enjoying it, Aged Boomer?
Yes.
We gonna turn you into a super fan?
We'll see. I don't know. Takes a lot to make me a super fan of something.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
Millennium. I'm a super fan of Millennium. I do miss that series. But,
yeah. But you said that there are some thematic parallels, right?
Well, sort of. I mean, Millennium was an odd show because it kept having to reinvent itself with each season. Of course, one would argue maybe Twin Peaks has had to do that as well, right?
Yeah.
Because I know second season people had qualms with it because they changed things up a little bit, right? So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's investigation. More episodic in nature, though. This show is not episodic in nature because it's done, I guess, I don't want to say in the style of a soap opera, but things keep continuing. Modern television took on the more serialized things, starting with shows like Lost, because, and people had a theory because they started airing more commercials and shows, so you no longer had enough time to really tell a succinct individual episode like you used to. So that's why you ended up getting a lot of these more serialized shows, like later on in the aughts. But yeah,
I mean, Yeah, I can kind of see that. Although that kind of then begs the question: how was it possible to still have episodic television during the 80s and 90s? Like, we were just talking about Monk on Sunday. Monk was still episodic.
I don't know.
See,
it was
no,
theory.
It's a theory, but I think it's actually it's a little weak. It has more to do with if you have a writer saying, well, I can't write a story, a full story for a 45 minute, time limit, maybe you should rethink how you're pacing your story then, What I really admire about, and you're pointing out though that this is episodic, it is intentionally those parallels that you mentioned even tonight with the Invitation to Love and whatnot. This was specifically David Lynch intentionally referencing the soap opera, the primetime soap opera thing that was big in the 80s, with Dynasty and Dallas and all of them. Falcon Crest. This was very, very intentional. So the idea of having a daytime drama showing, on the TV and stuff, and the melodramatic music, that was all very intentional. And that will change up a little bit when we get to Fire Walk with Me, and it'll change up again when we get to the Return. There's different allusions that he's drawing. But yeah, what also made this kind of episodic television very difficult was, again, I have to point out that this was when VCRs were just becoming popular. The ability to record a television show was still pretty new. And if you had not been recording the show all along, you didn't really have a way to go back and catch up on missed episodes. So you would go into Twin Peaks, episode 7, not having seen any of the episodes before it, and go, what the hell's going on? Who are these people? And everything's just happening like this, and you have no way of knowing. The network did do what they did with all other episodic television shows. They would previously on Twin Peaks, and you get these flashes of story that pertained directly to what was going to happen in this episode to try to get you up to speed so you could enjoy the story. But Twin Peaks is so complicated with so many interconnected characters. If you haven't watched it from the beginning, you're kind of screwed. I even said I missed Twin Peaks on the original airing, and it wasn't until after it had run through the whole first season that I started hearing about it and, people talking about it and whatnot, so that when they reshowed it, which was common in the off season to reshow, do reruns of a show, but it wasn't very common to get all the episodes in order. And the network was vehement about doing it because they recognized this problem with Twin Peaks. So they reshowed it from the beginning, and their commercials specifically said, catch up on it from the beginning. And they said that with each commercial to let you know, here's your jumping on point, and I did. But I also had a VCR, so I recorded every single episode. So I guess I started young, right? This whole idea of holding on to saving physical media, so that you don't lose it, and having that kind of an archive. That's what I did with Twin Peaks until it was finally released. And when it was finally released, it was released in VHS form.
Yeah.
Without the pilot. You had to buy the pilot separately, and then it was the European cut with the added ending. So it was a while before it was re-released, including the pilot episode, in DVD and then later in Blu-ray and so forth. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's And that's why we're trying to bring it to you now. And now you have these options. Now there's streaming options. Now there's, you can buy the physical media. You have access to this. And you have access to people like us who have seen it before, who, know the story, can talk you through it. And when it gets really, really weird, we can start talking about the theories. Because honestly, I think that's where it gets really fun,
Weird.
Weird. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a couple stalkers here, aren't there?
I'm telling you, though, Bobby has a death wish.
He doesn't realize the danger he's in. I mean, he has implied it. He knows to be afraid of Leo, but he thinks Leo has no clue.
He also doesn't know that Leo has accomplices.
Right.
Correct?
Well, he does, but he doesn't think Leo would bring them in for this.
Okay.
He's clever in some ways, but he's still a dumb schoolboy in others, right? And actually, you could say that about so many of these characters, right? Where in their way, they're very clever and very intelligent, but they all have their blind spots, right? And that's probably a great point to bring up when I talk about blind spots, right? So you have Sheriff Truman, who's having an affair, I guess you'd call it. I don't know if a romantic relationship with Josie Packard. She's a little bit of a blind spot for him, and that will matter later on. Agent Cooper realizes the potential to have blind spots, and he is actively trying to avoid that. He knows how he could get, hung up, and he's specifically avoiding that. Ed, right? He's having an affair, but he feels responsible for his wife. We'll talk more about the why of that later on. Why doesn't he just leave Norma? I mean, why? Well, yeah.
Leave her for Norma.
Leave her for, yeah, right. Why doesn't he leave Nadine for Norma? Or the other way around, right? Well, he's in love with Norma, but he feels an obligation to Nadine. It's a good guy in a bad situation. It's really kind of sad. And believe me, that carries through the entire series. Even Nadine, right? Today she's all broken up because, her patent got turned down by a patent attorney that she went to talk to. Well, if you're being truly objective, which I think Ed was trying to be, but it's like, look, yeah. Twin Peaks is a small town. How many patent attorneys are there? Maybe you go down to SeaTac or one of the bigger cities where there's a whole bunch of patent attorneys you can talk to, right? And you will find one that even if they don't believe in your product, they don't believe that it's. They will rubber stamp it and take your money. I'm sorry, that's attorneys for you, right? I don't think that Ed is thinking that way. He probably doesn't know enough about the way these things work, but he's just focused on her being encouraged. He knows how passionate she was about this, and everything that brought her joy was tied up in it, and if she doesn't have that, what does she have, right? So, but everybody's got blind spots, and that becomes important as their stories develop. But there you go. Okay, I've talked enough. Sorry, I do this every week.
You're the expert.
I'm the obsessive. I am the the fanatic.
We got the present line in this episode.
Yeah, I like that line.
It is a good line, yes. And the coffee is important. It really is.
And my gift for today was I had ice cream.
Yes. And you had ice cream. That's always good. Everything good?
I'm good.
I certainly hope so. Chat. I just want to say to everybody who's still in chat, please sound off. At least let me know that you're still there. So,
If you can.
if you can, because the chat kind of stopped, and I'm kind of concerned if we still have anybody. Just sound
let's
off
see.
and say hello, just to assuage my fears that you all haven't disappeared.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Doomcock followed me.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
You're moving up in
Nice.
the world.
Well, I was kind of indirectly chatting with him in a thread today, so. And PJ's been putting in a good word for me with the future ruler of Earth. So you never know. Maybe one of these days I'll take a trip down to Xanadu.
Xanadu, I love that.
Yep.
JPRPH1, don't worry about it. Things happen.
Well, okay. At least we know you're there. Oh yeah, you did ask, and I guess I could totally put in a chat too. Hello.
Yes, Mrs. Doubtfire.
See, once I'm on a panel and I start talking, I don't think about,
And if you haven't thumbs up yet, thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got 21 thumbs up. 22. I mean, that's amazing. How many of y'all are still
For what
here?
live
It
shows,
says-
yeah.
Yeah, it says 12 watching. 13 watching.
My goodness. You lurkers. You lurkers. And that's perfectly fine. Super
That's
appreciate it.
perfectly
We
fine.
hope that you were able to watch the episode along with us. I would be, if there's anyone still listening that isn't chatting or whatever, maybe you're watching in the future, drop a comment below and let us know if you don't watch live. Are you catching this after the fact? Are you watching on your own stream, or do you have a copy of Twin Peaks that you're watching? We'd love to hear from you. I think I don't think we've really talked much about this, but I would love for this to become, like a Twin Peaks fan grouping, of us being able to share our thoughts and ideas and theories and memories and whatnot about Twin Peaks. I think it could be a whole lot of fun. Okay, now I'm really done.
You sure now? Just checking.
Yes.
So, what do we have upcoming?
Oh, okay. Well, who's next? Today's Tuesday. I think Thursday is next.
That would be me. And my guest will be Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies.
Movies.
And of course, we'll be talking about
Groovy
Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies, about his channel, how he got started and all that. In fact, we just watched a film. Just because somebody referred to it this way, it's the only way I can think of this film now is Lesbian Vampires.
The Twins of Evil, you're right.
Yeah. He did a great rewatch of that. It's a movie I've never seen before. It's actually pretty interesting. So it's like I like it when different YouTubers suggest or are doing rewatches of these films that you've probably never heard of before. They just dig into some archive, find this movie, and start playing it. It's like, hey, this is pretty cool. So check out his channel, and you'll hear all about his groovy movies.
Yep. So that's Thursday. Friday is the special one for me. I am having Dr. Marissa Pei, who bills herself as the Asian Oprah. She is an occupational psychologist who her whole thing is positivity and happiness. She's got a morning show out on the left coast every I think it's 8 in the morning her time, so it's 9:10. No, it's got to be 9 her time, so it's 11 o'clock Central. Every morning. I forget the radio station, but I will remember it come Friday. It's an NBC affiliate, and we're gonna hang out with her, have some drinks, talk about her book. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Everybody, be on your best behavior. That's Friday, and then Saturday. What do we got going on Saturday? And by all means, stop me if I miss anything. Hey, Jedi Bill, welcome.
Well, Saturday would be Big Al.
Big Al presents. You know what? Let me just go to my MeWe group and bring up the calendar, because that's why I made the thing, for crying out loud. So, Big Al's Films with Friends. Let's see. What is it? It is. Come on, take me there.
Take you down to the Paradise City.
Where the grass is green, the girls are easy. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Pretty. Not easy.
Yes, The Lion in Winter. That's at 10 Eastern, 9 Central on Big Al Presents. Kind of a Christmas movie with Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, Lion in Winter. Yeah.
Yep. Which brings us around to Sunday, which is, of course, Deleted Scenes Day.
All right. Well, actually, before that,
sorry. I told you to stop me if I missed something.
Hopefully, either tomorrow night or very shortly thereafter, I'll have a review up for Godzilla -1.
Oh, you've seen it?
I hope to tomorrow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't come out till tomorrow.
I see.
And let's see, Thursday will be my weekend update show. And then Sunday, I'll be joining Jedi Bill for Western Cinema Presents. We are doing a movie from 2014. Called A Night in Old Mexico. A Night in Old Mexico, starring Robert Duvall. And this is a movie I had not heard of before Sunday, so it's going to be a first watch for me for sure.
I'm picturing a couple of guys going to Mexico, get bombed, find out they got in trouble somehow overnight, and they wake up in jail, trying to figure out what happened.
Could be.
All right, and and then 8 o'clock is Unscripted, episode 42, which is going to be entitled "I Wish You Had More Time."
Interesting.
Yes.
Cool. Real quick, let's say goodnight to JPRPH1. Please don't feel bad. He is.
It's okay.
He's apologizing. He feels real bad, but it happens. It happens. This is, you learn from it, right? Whatever it was that you were doing, juggling your iPhone and the things, just to be careful next time. So it's fine. Just as long as Nate and Evelyn know, we love you. This wasn't intentional. It happens. That's what's important. But I'm sorry. I just thought that was important to bring up because he's heading out.
And then after Unscripted, we have Geeky Geezers.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be doing a retrospective for good old days on certain shows that you like growing up. Isn't that right?
the Sid and Marty Krofft shows, absolutely.
They also did, because of course he passed away recently, so we'll be talking a bit about that. But yeah,
exactly. It's kind of hard to say what else we'll be talking about because it's so early in the week.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some Disney nonsense that we'll be talking about, like the Wish box office returns.
Oh yeah.
I'm just wondering who else is going to die.
No, it's always something, right? It's always someone. What can you do?
It's
Not
sad.
Well, you try.
We're losing some of the greats, and we're not replacing them with anyone.
Yeah, we're not replacing them with anyone great.
We're
That's the
wrong here.
problem, right?
See, now, Troy always promised me that he would live forever or die trying.
Oh.
You know, well, I mean, and let's be fair, you know, there are people that try to be immortalized by great deeds that they've done in life. I want to be immortalized by not having died. It's not that I'm afraid to die, I just don't want to be there when it happens.
But And then after Geeky Geezers, we're back over on Deleted Scenes channel for The Other Side of Midnight.
Do 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 do.
And Deleted Scenes, who is your guest this week?
I don't have anybody lined up just yet.
Okay.
So,
You know, there was a radio show, an old-time radio show called Murder at Midnight.
Well, at least someone was, you know, good enough to schedule it.
Just,
and good night, Dee Dee Myers Jr.
Yep, take care. I mean, could you see the victim sitting in his chair? It's 12:15. Where have you been?
oh my goodness.
That's basically the end of Fletch, if you think about it.
You're right.
Have you ever read the book
No, I have not.
that it was based on?
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen Fletch the movie or read the book. All right. Now, in the film, Stanwyck and the corrupt police chief are working together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they start arguing. The chief kills Stanwyck. Fletch takes out the chief. That's the way it happens in the movie. In the book, it's different. Now, Stanwyck has set it up that Fletch is dressed like him and he's now dressed like Fletch. And he's dyed his hair blonde because in the book Fletch is blonde. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they've essentially switched identities at this point. And Fletch basically lays everything out on Stanwyck. I know what you're up to and why, and you're going to have to find out some other way to get your girlfriend, you know. And then the chief shoots who he thinks is Fletch, but it's Stanwyck, through the window. He snipes him. They're not working together at all. It's two separate things. And, right before he dies, Stanwyck is like, who shot me? And Fletch is like, would you believe the chief of police? Why? He thought you were me.
Yeah, obviously, the scene that stands out for me from Fletch is when Fletch says to Gail Stanwyck, "Hey, could I borrow your towel? My car just hit a water buffalo." And she's standing there in just a towel. So yeah, I can understand that. Yes. Anyway, yeah, that's basically.
So recommending Fletch, both the movie and the book.
could be another rewatch at some point in the future.
Yeah. So then after Sunday, then it's right back
That
here
brings
again
us
for Tuesday.
right back to Sparkwood and 21 next week for the season finale of season 1 of Twin Peaks.
I know, it's happening so fast.
Yep. After season 2,
scrolls.
Huh?
You're consulting the scrolls?
Oh,
Yes.
because I was going to say, should we, after season 2, should we wait 30 years to watch season 3?
Oh,
No, you've already waited 30 years, right?
I have actually. Okay, so yeah, next week's episode is the season 1 finale. I keep thinking that there's one between this, but no. If Wikipedia here is correct, here allow me to share screen momentarily, folks.
The last night.
Mm-hmm. The last evening, which
Last
is
evening, right.
mhm.
And then there's about last night. So.
which is on Wikipedia listed as episode 8 because they list the pilot as episode 1. So the 7th episode after the pilot, let's just put it that way, is the last evening. It is the season 1 finale, and folks, do not miss this one because it is a mile a minute, action packed. Every plot line that has been introduced comes to some sort of a head in this episode, and
Can I predict?
Go ahead.
Mr. Horn will say, "Who put this stuffed clown in my who stuffed this clown mannequin in my room?" And then the person says, "No one did. There's no clown mannequin in there." And the clown moves. No, that doesn't happen.
God.
No, that doesn't happen.
Oh God.
That's what I would have done if I've been writing this show. Okay, but what do I know?
You're
Okay.
as bad as David Lynch.
Has David Lynch done anything with clowns? Probably not. Maybe not.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, never mind.
Don't give him any ideas.
Oh yeah.
I'd be afraid to see what he would do with a clown.
I think Eli Roth did. I have to check that out. He did a movie about
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, cool.
Clowns do seem to be a thing, but then again, there was that whole thing of they'd like creep around people's houses at night.
Yeah.
I
That
go,
was
that's a pretty good way to get yourself shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does sound like some analog horror crap.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Okay, so I think that
Yeah,
takes
I think
care
we've-
of
I think
everything
we've
for
wrapped
the
it up.
week.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and thank everybody who was in the chat one way or another. Connie Cleary, J.D. Myers.
Oh, by the way,
Big Al
I heard from Evelyn. She understands it was an accident.
Okay.
She's good. No worries.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Nate. Orville Nation, JPRPH1, Jedi Bill. I think Lady Mist was here at one point, and everybody who was in the chat, because we had it. Everybody was watching, because I think at one point we had like 14 to 16 people watching the show live. So thank you for jumping in, and everybody who was lurking in the background, which is perfectly fine, as long as you were able to follow along with the show and you like what you saw. That's fine with me, because that's the whole point.
Yep.
All right. So hit the like, share out the stream. Please say hello in the comments, because it helps the algorithm. And next week, rejoin us right here, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central, for the final episode of Season 1. And I want to give so much away, but I want to talk about it so badly. But that I cannot stress this enough. Do not miss this next episode, because, like I said, a number of plot strands are going to come to a head in this episode. They pulled out all the stops. you know, and you're not going to believe how it ends. So stay tuned.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go around the horn. Any final words, Boomer?
Nothing. I'm just excited to see how this all plays out next week. I'm sure there will be blood, so I'm
Oh,
to see next week.
Yeah. Netters.
Well, y'all know what I always say, that, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you are dropping comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room. Like the one that Troy has in, Cosme there.
Yeah.
It's got a couch, it's got a TV, let's hang out there. It feels like we're all hanging out in that same room, just enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you aren't just our friends, you are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here, and it's so encouraging. So thank you very much. That's it.
All right. And as I always say, from Sparkwood 21 and from HQ, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.